Utility means usefulness of a commodity, means use of a commodity. That is the dictionary meaning. So in economics, what is utility? That we will discuss. Hello, namaskar, sasaya, vanakkam, salam. Today our topic is utility. Today we are going to discuss about what is called utility. Utility means in economics the one satisfying power of a commodity. Suppose you are feeling thirsty, so you want to drink a glass of water. It means that presently you are having the utility to drink a glass of water. Or suppose the board exam class 12 is coming nearby very soon. So in board exam you want to get 100 upon 100 in economics. It means that your utility is to get 100 marks in economics. Then you will be satisfied. So let's begin with that. What is utility? So utility is one satisfying power of a commodity that I told. Suppose you want to have one sweet. If you consume it, then you will be satisfied. It means that your utility is to consume a sweet. Suppose you are going to consume 5 sweets. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, after consuming these 5 sweets, whatever satisfaction you will drive, that will be total utility. That is called TU, total utility. Okay, now our main topic today about is that how to know about the diminishing marginal utility. One thing you see, suppose you are going to consume 5 sweets. Okay, now while you consume the 5 sweets, whatever satisfaction you got, that is called total utility. Now another important topic here is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. Marginal utility. The word marginal that you got to know, marginal means the latest, the additional or the last, that you can say. Now, the law of diminishing marginal utility, here we are going to discuss about what is it. Suppose you are going to consume these 5 sweets, okay? You have planned to consume the 5 sweets. Now, suppose after this video over, watching over, you will consume the first sweet, open up your fridge and consume the first one. You will feel very tasty, you will be very satisfied because you have been planning for it since half an hour or 1 hour. Again, when you consume the second one will give you a bit less satisfaction than the first one. When you consume the third one, it will give a bit lesser satisfaction than the second one. When you consume the third one, it will give a bit lesser satisfaction than the third one. And when you consume the fourth one, it will give more or less satisfaction than the fourth one. What I mean to say, the satisfaction derived from the consuming the first one and the satisfaction derived from consuming the fifth one, there will be huge difference of attainment of your satisfaction after consumption of these 5 sweets. So that is gradually it has been falling. So what I mean to say, what the law of demand says, that if a consumer consumes more amount of same commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit will decrease with the increase in consumption of that commodity. In simple word, if you are consuming the same commodity again and again, whatever satisfaction you are getting, that will be lesser than the earlier one. That is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, there are some assumptions. It based on some assumptions. You have to assume something, then only this law will be applicable. Otherwise, it will not be applicable. For example, number one assumption is that size, shapes, and consisting elements of all the 5 sweets must be same. It must be same. How? Means all this rasgulla. Suppose this sweet is a more sweet and is a less sweet, it will be not applicable. all the 5 sweets must be same. This is one thing. And another one thing is that all these sweets must be of a standard size. You may get in the market this type of small sweets, right? If you consume this small first one, again you consume the second one, you are not going to find out the difference between these two. Or I am giving another example. Suppose you are feeling very thirsty, you need a glass of water, but somebody had given you 1 teaspoon full of water for to meet your thirstiness. What will happen? After drinking that 1 teaspoonful water, you will feel more thirsty. So that is why when you are thirsty, then you need a glass of water. When you drink the first glass of water and going to drink the second glass of water, it will give you a bit lesser, taste than the first glass of water. So that is why the size of these goods must be of a standard. Number three, the consumption should be a continuous one. The consumer should not take much time in between the consumption of all this commodity. If you consume one sweet and roam here and there for 1 hour, again you consume the second one, then it will not give you, it will give you the same satisfaction which you got from the first sweet. This is. So there should be consecutive, means first one you have consumed, immediately you have to consume the second one. Then only you can you will have the difference. Again you consume the third one, then only you will get the difference. What is the difference in the taste? This is one thing. Now fourth one is that the consumer must not consume other commodity in between the consumption of this commodity. Suppose you have consumed the first sweet, okay, again you consume another samosa, again you are consuming the second sweet. So if you do so, the second sweet will give the same satisfaction like the first one. Third one is that here the utility is measured in monetary terms and in numerical terms. That is why the price of the all sweets must be same. If the second one is less cheaper than the first one, then the second one will give you the same satisfaction. That is why the marginal utility of money must also be constant. So having all these assumptions, if a consumer consumes more amount of same commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit will decrease with the increase in consumption of that commodity. And one more thing, here I am telling you, here I have given the example of sweets, right? You can put this example in case of other commodities also. It is not like that you have to put it only in food items. No, in other. Suppose dresses. In case of dress, suppose you today you bought a dress. Means you have been planning to buy a dress and you have seen it some days back in a showroom. So you are planning to buy. When you buy that dress, you will be very satisfied because you are planning for that. After buying that, say here the consecutive buy, in case of sweets, one you have eaten, then you will eat. It's not like that because dresses you are not buying every day. There will be a time gap as per the types of the goods. In case of sweets, you will consume first one, then second one. But in case of say dress that I have given the example, here the time gap should be a bit more. Say in after how much interval you used to buy dress. Say in case of girls, it is a frequently, na. In case of boys, it takes time. I'm not blaming the girls. Actually, the dress and the fashions that frequently change in the female clothes rather than the male clothes. Suppose take the example of a girl. That girl bought the dress first. He'll get a huge satisfaction. After 3 months, she is buying another dress, same type of another unit of same type. Remember that consisting element, size, shapes, even the color must be same. No development. So second dress will give her less satisfaction. Again, if she is going to buy another dress, same type, after again 3 months, then that will give a bit lesser. You can put the example in case of other bigger durable goods like car. Suppose you are planning to buy your dream car. So once you bought your dream car, be very satisfied. Keeping that car for 3 years or 4 years, say 4 years, again you are going to buy the same car, same color, everything. I am telling you, remember that assumption, it must be identical. So again you are going to buy when the second car, this second car will give you less satisfaction than the first car. Again after 4 years, again if you buy the same car, no development, same as it is identical, the third one will give you lesser satisfaction than the second one. This is one thing. Now here, remember one thing, in the assumptions I told you that the consumer must not consume other commodity in between the consumption of that commodity. Say take the example of in case of car, suppose you bought the car which you planned, first car you bought, you got a huge satisfaction. While you buy the second one, before buying the second, means while you buy the second one, and second one knows that earlier car. Suppose you bought the Maruti Desire, first one, you are very happy. After 4 years you bought some another company car. Okay, while you run that, you have not found it very nice, so you sold it, keeping it for 3 years. Again in the third or fourth year you bought again the Desire car, then it will give you the same satisfaction which you got from the first car. So that is why the consumer must not consume other commodity in between the consumption of that commodity. So this is about the law of diminishing marginal utility. So here I told you, utility means one satisfying power of a commodity. Total utility means if you consume a number of commodity, whatever satisfaction you derive from that number of commodity, say 5, 6, 8, that will be total utility. And another thing is that law of diminishing marginal utility. Here, if the consumer consumes more amount of same commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit will decrease with the increase in the consumption of that commodity. So for today I am going to wrap up. So stay well, be happy, and prepare for the exam. The 12th board exam is very nearby, so prepare, don't worry. In the next video we will discuss about how to make the preparation in the examination, or how to remember the things in your mind, that you can go to the exam with hassle free. You can go you can face the board examination question paper without any tension, without any pressure on you. Thank you all.